So I recently did a video breaking down and analyzing the original trailer for the new Resident Evil movie, and unfortunately it takes me like 3 weeks to edit a 15-minute video, and in those 3 weeks so much more info on the movie has come out in the form of character vignettes as well as director commentary. I feel the general consensus, at least online anyway, regarding the reception of the upcoming film is becoming more and more negative with each new piece of information that comes to light. Now naturally you're thinking to yourself, Derek, what the hell are you talking about? This movie's gonna be just as great as the Mortal Kombat reboot.
Are you serious?
And unfortunately, that's the problem. I mean, the Mortal Kombat reboot is another movie that was just essentially a kung fu fighting movie script painted in Mortal Kombat. And what I mean by that is, the entire movie is nothing but fan service. There's really no movie underneath all of it, and that which does exist underneath it all is very subpar. It's like that one girl that just cakes on makeup as if it's gonna make her more beautiful on the inside, when in reality, she'll always be just a generic kung fu fighting movie script. The new Resident Evil movie is the exact same way. They put all of this effort into the finer details of things, but don't hit the mark on things that are most important to the fans, i.e. characters that look identical to their video game counterparts, and a storyline that at least resembles the game, let alone makes sense. Like I said in my trailer analysis, I'm still gonna go see the movie, but man, it looks rough. I mean, let's look at Lisa Trevor. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Lisa Trevor, but let's look at the way that she's been portrayed thus far. So far, the only time we've seen her is in the orphanage, because the orphanage is where children go, and Lisa was a child, I guess, when she was being experimented on, and since Resident Evil 2 Remake introduced the whole orphanage thing, I guess that's where Lisa now exists, is in this fucking orphanage. So her and Claire and Leon, they're all buddies up in this fucking orphanage, and Lisa exposes the secrets of Umbrella in this orphanage place, but then like in another shot, we see her kind of like contorting and twisting her arms up over her head, and to me it kind of looks like what they're setting up for is she exposes all of this to Leon and Claire, but then they can't leave, and then she becomes an enemy. So Lisa will, like, she's portrayed in one shot like she's an ally, and then in another shot she looks like she's an enemy, because I'm just throwing that out there, that I just see it in my head that they're gonna discover all this stuff at the orphanage. Lisa's gonna be there, they're gonna find Lisa's gonna be all cool and chill, then she's gonna get real clingy real fast, and as soon as Leon and Claire go to leave, she's gonna go ahead and turn into a total bitch and be like, fight me. So not only is Lisa Trevor out of place, but she's much smarter this time around, which is very out of character for Lisa Trevor. Then you've got the mansion incident occurring at the same time as the events of Resident Evil 2, and in the end I guarantee everyone meets up on the train just in time to fight William Birkin, who seems to be the big bad of the movie. But like I said in the trailer analysis, they only have a finite amount of time to tell both stories and include all of the key events, enemies, etc. I'm telling you right now, it's impossible. I would be shocked if we saw any signs of a Mr. X or a tyrant in the basement lab of the mansion. I don't even think we're going to see the Yawn, especially since Richard looks to meet his demise at the hands of the zombies, and if they did include the Yawn, it would probably be CGI, which this movie has clearly illustrated knows nothing about, let alone how to make it look good, and that also eliminates any possibility of seeing other sub-bosses like Plant 42 and Neptune. There's just so much content between the two games alone, and really they both need their own time to tell their stories, and unfortunately we don't have that luxury. So prepare yourself, kids. I'm not saying don't go see it. I'm not protesting the film, but it's not going to be the James Wan horror epic that we were initially pitched. Which reminds me, remember when the selling point for this movie was originally produced by James Wan of The Conjuring fame? They said we were going to get a true horror adaptation of Resident Evil this time. But guess who has nothing to do with the movie? I don't know, man. I'm kind of let down by this whole thing. You know, I really wanted this to be like an old 90s horror movie, you know, something really scary that captured the spirit of Resident Evil with practical effects, you know, the works. But really, this movie is no different from the Mortal Kombat reboot. And that movie was so falsely advertised, it's not even funny. Here we're going in thinking that we're going to see something akin to the Mortal Kombat games, only to find out that we're watching an origin story that kills off all the good characters before we even see a tournament. Not only that, but we're forced to experience this movie through the eyes of some no-name jobber that the studio wants you to like because he's the last descendant of Scorpion, which I guess has to be the best part of it all. They build this movie sucking Scorpion's dick, but never show Scorpion except for his cameos at the beginning and the end of the film. I mean, I guess the Resident Evil movie at least has that going for it. At least the story takes place at the time it's supposed to, with the exception of Resident Evil 2 taking place at the same time, of course. But truthfully, I'd like to know what you guys think. I'd really like to discuss this more and kind of get your guys' take from it. So leave a comment below. Give me your opinions. Give me your predictions. Give me your thoughts. Whatever you want to say, go ahead and drop a comment below. And don't miss Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City in theaters November 24th. I'm Derek with GameSomniac, and I will catch you bitches later. Bye-bye!